So I have been a photographer to some degree for about 12 years now, and I've been selling my prints online for just over a year, and I've had a lot more success than I was expecting. I have also learned a lot along the way, and I think my findings will help you to have the same success I've had. So let's get into how to sell prints, how to market them, and how to earn a little extra income from your photography this year. So I use a platform called darkroom.com, which handles all the printing and shipping for me. And it's really great if you don't have the money to invest in prints up front, or you're like me and you're very lacking in time. It's a very safe and easy way to get started. And no, this video is not sponsored by Darkroom. This is my genuine, honest experience using this platform for just over a year now. Quick side note here, if you are a person who prints everything yourself and sends it away, don't tune out because these tips will still be relevant to you. So I'm not going to go through a tutorial of how you set everything up on Darkroom because it truly is so easy. You could probably jump on today and have your shop set up in a couple of hours. I will let you know that there are two versions. So there's a paid and a free version. And the free version is totally fine if you are getting started. And I would probably opt for that before you jump into paid. I am now on the paid version, which was gifted by the good guys at Darkroom. Thank you so much. So it's good. I can give you a little comparison of the two. So the paid version allows you to show your customers your prints in 3D, which is pretty cool. It also allows you to customize your page so you can get it looking exactly how you want. I don't really think that you need either of these things to get started selling prints. I didn't have them for a very long time. So don't let that put you off. The biggest difference between free and paid is the cut that Darkroom themselves take. So on the paid version, it's only 5%, and the free version, it is 15%. So there's a big difference there. And that's something that you as an artist can decide as you move along, depending on how much you're selling. Okay, let's get into the tips. Number one, don't be shy. So a huge mistake that we make as artists is not being confident in our own work and sharing it and letting people know that we have something that is available to purchase. If you have a print shop online or a local shop stocks your prints, you sell them at a local market, whatever it is, you really need to let people know that that's there. As an example, sometimes people message me and they go, "Oh, I didn't know you had a YouTube channel." And I'm like, "Really? Are you serious?" It's all over my Instagram, and I would think that everyone would know that. So I think this is a prime example of you really have to always be telling people what it is that you're doing and that you have prints for sale. It could be the fourth or fifth time that they see it and it actually gets through to them or it resonates with them and then they want to check it out more and make a purchase. You have to kind of be your own cheerleader here, and I know that's really hard for some people, but the best way to get over that is to just keep doing it. A great way to approach this is to make it fun. So get creative with the way that you talk about it on social media rather than just simply putting a link in your story to your print shop. A way you can promote your shop and also make it fun is utilizing things like Instagram. So on your stories, you could put up a poll of which photo should I upload to my print shop next. Get your community involved and start a conversation with them. You could jump in Canva and make some cool slides like I've been doing lately, and that really differentiates you from the crowd and gets people more interested in looking at your shop. Don't forget things like giveaways or collaborations as well with artists in your local area or people on Instagram that you talk to frequently who maybe also have a darkroom shop. Make sure you utilize the power of storytelling as well. If you do post a photo on any platform, make sure you put effort into your caption and tell the story of that photo. Why did you take that photo? Who's in the photo? What does it mean to you? All of these things are going to help your audience connect with that photo and then go over to your print shop and be kind of more likely to buy it. Basically, what I'm saying here is simply saying, hey, I sell prints isn't going to work. I hear from a lot of people in the community that they feel like they can't sell prints if they don't already have an audience. It is a total myth that you need a really large following to sell prints, but of course it doesn't hurt, but I don't think you should let that hold you back. I started selling prints when my Instagram was maybe at 2,000 followers and my channel was pretty small. I really believe that you only need a small community of people who are really invested in you and your work and using the tactics that I'm sharing in this video to have success selling prints. I've had a lot of returning customers to my shop as well, which is proof again that you don't need this super large audience. I think it's all about quality over quantity. Tip number 2, clarity equals confidence. This tip is really simple, but it's an absolute must. Make sure you are crystal clear with people where they need to go to buy your prints. Is the link in your bio? Have you put the link in your story? Do I need to email you or DM you to sort it out? Are they available in a physical shop? You need to let the person know where they can actually buy the prints. You want to make it as easy and seamless for that person to click on something and get to your print shop, wherever that may be, and have the ability to browse through your work and hopefully make a purchase. I personally like using Linktree as I can easily update it and change it and pop the print URL to the top of my Linktree when I am trying to push prints or I have new things on there. I can't tell you the amount of times I have jumped on someone's profile, really liked their work, wanted to check them out more, and their bio just says DM for prints or prints available, and there's no link. I have no idea where to go, and that kind of creates a barrier to me maybe wanting to check out their work at least. Happens all the time. I see it all the time. So make sure you don't overlook these simple things, because I know it's really easy. I've done it myself when you're getting really caught up in like the design of your page or what work you're going to sell, and you forget about kind of the customer's experience. Tip number 3 is asking yourself, is this sellable? This is a massive topic that almost deserves its own video. It's that classic artist's dilemma of what do you love as an artist and want to sell versus what the general public is going to be interested in and actually want to purchase. There is a really good video here on YouTube by Evan Ranft. I will link it below, and he explains this really perfectly. He doesn't shy away from just straight up telling you that a more kind of arty, abstract print probably isn't going to sell as well as something that is more palatable, recognizable, and that the audience have a connection with. I personally think that you can offer both, and that's what I do on my shop. I recently uploaded these shots from a roll of Santa color film that I shot, and I absolutely love them. To me, they epitomize exactly the kind of work that I want to create. But I am also aware that they're going to probably be a harder sell on the shop, but that's okay. So you need to look at it from a buyer's perspective and ask yourself, is this a sellable print? Would someone want to buy this? This goes for things like, are people going to resonate with it? Is it going to be something that people are going to want to hang in their house due to the subject of it? And also technical things like the resolution of the image. Asking yourself these questions will help you to ascertain what you're going to upload and sell to your audience. Let me use some of my own prints as an example for you so it's a little bit easier to understand. So this car shot here has sold really well on my shop, and it popped off on Instagram too. I mean, I love this shot. I could not go past it when I saw it at a classic car festival. It's just hitting on that Americana nostalgic vibe that is really popular amongst film photographers. So this photo feels like a real conversation starter. It's something that a lot of people would be drawn to, and anyone who's into that kind of like vintage aesthetic is probably going to be into this photo. My other car photos, however, aren't really like this. They don't have as much context, and they're not really about the subject. They're a lot more about the composition. They tend to be a little bit abstract, and as a result of that, they don't sell as well. I personally am totally fine with this, as I like both of these images, but I think it's really good as an artist to be aware that one is more appealing than the other. I think when people are parting with their money, especially these days, they really want a connection or a story and a feeling of like they're buying something else other than just a beautiful image to hang on their wall. To be honest, I feel like me as a photographer, I really struggle with this as my photos tend to lean more towards that abstract kind of style. I'm definitely not a Brian Burks or a Sissy Lou who is shooting like medium format or large format out in the field, creating these kind of like almost human interest stories through like one portrait of a person that is like really deep and gives you this, sense of the person. But that's okay. We don't all have to be Brian Burks or Sissy Lou. I have had a lot of success with the abstract prints that I'm talking about, but I think it's good to have a mix and just be aware of that when you're creating a gallery and making things for sale. Tip number 4 is to keep your work fresh and also theme it where you can. As people, we tend to like to put things into boxes and categorize things. It just makes us feel more comfortable, I guess. And this is the same with prints. So how can you group things together to make it more obvious to the buyer what you have for sale? So back to my shop as an example, I have a folder called Cars on Film, which is pictures of cars on film. If you are into cars, then you're obviously going to gravitate towards this and you'll know that you'll probably find something that you like. I also have a portrait section where I showcase all of the modeling work that I've done and my partner has taken those shots. So if you're someone who is really into portraiture, that's really your thing, you know that you're going to go straight there. Something I did recently on my shop was create a best sellers category. The day that I did this, it ended up resulting in 7 prints sold in one day, which for me was massive. This album was full of the images that do have that more widely appealing kind of quality to them. And it was great to have them all in one place like that for people to look through. It also shows the customer that these are the images that have resonated with others the most over time. And I think that's helpful to them on their journey to deciding what they're going to purchase. So it's probably pretty obvious at this point in the video that I have a print shop. If you want to check it out, I have pinned a comment and I have a whopping 35% off all prints at the moment. So it's a great time to purchase, but it's also great for you to just go have a little browse, look around, see how I've structured things, and then maybe jump on Instagram and see other people's shops as well and what they've done and get some ideas. Anyone who grabs a print from my shop also receives a free copy of my 101 Creative Strategies for Photographers Guide, which I will email out to you once you have purchased a print. So think about how you can start grouping and theming your work. Maybe you went on a trip somewhere really cool, or maybe you live in an area where there's a lot of beaches, or maybe you're in the snow. Like, start thinking like that and make these little albums of your work. This will also help you to keep it fresh, and I think it's a good idea to do a consistent overhaul of whatever you have available and get rid of things that maybe aren't selling so well and make room for new work. I normally switch up my shop monthly in some way. Sometimes it's a really big thing, or sometimes I just add a couple of new prints. Tip number 5 is customer service and discounts. So I know we all wish that we could just go out, make these beautiful photographs, and that would equate to them selling as prints. But unfortunately, it just doesn't work like that. A lot of being successful in any area of life is having good communication and the ability to really connect with people. So make sure you're having conversations with people about your work. And if someone does purchase a print, definitely get in touch with them and say thank you. I have been utilizing the email address that you get from each person who purchases on Darkroom. And I always reach out, say thank you, of course, because it's such a good feeling knowing that someone has liked your work enough to purchase it. I ask them to give me an update, let me know what you're going to do with your print, where you're going to put it in your home, finding them on Instagram and following them. So then you've got that continuous connection with them and they can post about your print and then you can post about it. It's just a really nice way to stay connected with somebody who has purchased your work. Something else that I've noticed that works really well for me is applying a store-wide discount that I'm pretty sure you'd be able to do on any of these kind of platforms like Darkroom, and something you can do on your own website as well. But applying one that's like 10, 20, 30% off, something like that, and it can just be applied straight away at checkout will definitely entice people to come over to your shop and have a look. Maybe they couldn't afford it before, but now they can. Another thing you can do is discount codes. So they can be private and you can create them and send them out to friends or people who've been really supportive of your work or who you know love a particular photo of yours on Instagram or something like that. I also get a lot of special requests from people wanting me to upload specific prints that aren't actually on the shop. So this is something that you can let people know as well. Say, hey guys, if there's anything that you like that you don't see, please let me know and I will pop it on the shop for you. Weirdly, being social on social media makes it so much more enjoyable. So definitely try that out in conjunction with organically letting people know that, you have prints for sale or asking them about their prints if they have a print shop. I think a lot of people underestimate how much energy and effort you have to put in to get noticed these days, and also for that to result in sales. It's kind of like you need to put your small business owner hat on when you do anything like this. Same goes for creating content. There is an element of thinking about the customer. How are you going to market something? What will resonate with people? This doesn't mean that it can't still be artistic. I definitely create photos that I am so proud of and happy with, and I upload them to the shop, and I don't measure it in how many people buy it. I just know that I really like it and I want to make it available if somebody else does too. I also value printing things for myself or as a gift for friends and family. It's not all about the customer, but you definitely need to keep them front and center of your mind if you really want to kill it with selling prints. So come say hi over on Instagram and you can see some examples of this fun kind of marketing that I've been doing around my prints. And you can follow along on my journey as I learn more about selling my work.